Hello, everybody. I'm Liam Craft Jr., aka Zorvalchan Less Than Guru, and this is a free unboxing because I did say something wrong during the unboxing, and the point of the unboxing was to actually unbox it and not have a fake unboxing where I already did it, looked through everything. I had a sealed package and I did an unboxing video, but during the middle of it about one of the products, I misstated it, and it was because in my head I was thinking, don't say backer archetypes, and then I proceeded to say backer archetypes. So, in the product that is the GM pack, there is official archetypes and threat cards. It is not backer archetypes and threat cards. The backer archetypes are a PDF that gets put out, and hopefully those will be out soon. But the print version is the official archetypes that we on the Ulysses uh, International Torg Eternity team wrote up and did. So the GM pack is official archetypes, not backer archetypes. And sorry, make mistakes, but I admit them. And you'll be able to see an unboxing video that is straight from the top of the. I picked it up off my porch, brought it inside, started recording. So we will see that right now. Hello, everybody. Once again, I am Liam Craft Jr., aka Zorvalchan Less Than Guru, and today I have a special unboxing. And if you know the channel, you know it's probably Torg Eternity, and that is correct. And why this is a special unboxing, which my two previous ones were special also, this is extra special because this box right here is the transition when I was writing stuff for this wave of Pan-Pacifica. I was a freelancer, and while the Kickstarter was going on, I started to become the main rules person on the Ulysses Spiel of Torg Eternity channel. I was answering the rules, and then by the end of it, or during it still, I'll add this, I started doing a lot of editing for things, problems that were popping up, which normally do when we write stuff and then we give it to everybody after the Kickstarter, and then the feedback comes in. We realize where things might have had some small little problems and little hiccups and bumps in the road. So I was doing editing for that, and then at the end, basically, is what led to me becoming the line developer for Torg Eternity. So this box here represents a transition. So you'll see it's still sealed. I have not opened it, so you'll be seeing what I'm seeing. And also, this is my my backer box. So as a contributor, having written part of the source book, part of the mega adventure, part of the one of the Delphi missions, and that I will get a contributor's box, but I always like ordering the Kickstarter box. The first time it happened, I didn't realize I was getting a contributor box, so I ordered one just because I had been ordering all the Kickstarter box sets. And then when I got the contributor box, I was super happy and decided to just keep doing it because maybe I can always use two of everything. Whether it's my personal group, I can have multiple books given out while we're playing Torg Eternity, or if I happen to catch somebody and have one of the books, then I could hand it out or give out for free, etc. So having extra books for Torg and other products for Torg Eternity are very good. So this should be my backer box because contributor boxes usually are the very last ones to go out. So let me go ahead and I'll get out my knife, my little knife here, and I will cut the sides. And then a lot of times you can just pop the top without even cutting. That way you might not cut into whatever books will be in there. This has dreaded packing peanuts. And when I say dreaded, is packing peanuts are great for packing, but they suck because they get everywhere. Not as bad as like glitter or something, but I worked for 14 years at a book wholesaler warehouse, and every day these got everywhere and they'd be on the floor for years. Um, so it's just one of those things. So there's a little note I can see at the top, and also I want to make sure nothing got stuck in this. So I'm just going to move this over to the side. I'm going to have to see it's already all over. Already all over. I hate packing peanuts, and some fell on the floor. And then my cats are going to think they're toys, and they're going to get everywhere else. So while I understand their use, I completely hate them. Very biased. This whole unboxing is unbiased. As I just said, I am the current line developer at Torg Eternity. So I have a bias that I'll want to like what is in this because I helped design, write, whatever this, or at least aspects of it. But with an unboxing also, I'm just showing you what I got. So that part is factual. So it's not like I have any CGI knowledge that I could just create a fake computer box. And of course, it goes down the side. Okay, so after just one thing, the box. So here is the box. So there's the side, the Kanawha logo. The bottom has a Kanawha circuitry, which is kind of cool. And right on the top, we have a little note, says Dear Backer. And it looks like it was just static, so that was nice. Happy that it wasn't taped and then had that problem. Let me show you the top of the box real fast. There's Mars and Muse. Mars, the video cat. Muse, the scaredy cat who hates people. And she's just here because she's seeing stuff fall on the ground. And when I feed her little treats, that's the only time in the entirety of both of our lives that she is nice to me because she wants treats. So I'll drop them on the floor because while I try to feed her in her mouth, she still doesn't even like that sometimes. So, okay, off topic. Have a little flyer. Torg Eternity, dear backer, thank you for participating in the Torg Pan-Pacifica crowdfunding and thus being part of the awesome Torg crowd. The production phase had its up and downs, but finally you could hold these new goods in your hands. Enjoy them. Ellie, for the whole Ulysses team, and as a line developer, I do want to thank all the backers for participating in the Kickstarter. I want to thank everybody for all your patience and understanding. We did have a lot of hiccups, unplanned hiccups with Greg Gordon's health. And I'm not saying anything he said couldn't be said publicly, but he had health issues that led to him stepping down, led to me coming up. But during that phase when we weren't sure what was going on, like I said, I took it upon myself to do editing, to try to get the best product that we could out to you, the fans. And I'm a fan myself, so I wanted a good product. I didn't want to have jinky rules that didn't make sense. So we do thank you. There were hiccups. We also had problems with backer archetypes taking a long time because basically I was taking half, Greg was taking the other half, and when he had to step out, we basically had to redo things. And since I was coming with my home email, it was probably going into spam inboxes of backers, and it just, everything took a lot longer. So we do really, really thank you for sticking with us, but we did get the product out. When I say we, I just mean I wrote it. Germany, the main company, Ulysses Spiele, they're the ones who did all the ordering, and thank God I don't have to worry about that. They can do all the manufacturing aspects and the budget aspects and all of that. All I have to do is is get the team, the Torg Eternity team, to write good stuff. So, having said that, let's open it up. Nice thick box, just like all the other ones were. And of course, open it up, and immediately there's more packing peanuts. These are weird light green. Let's try to get those all out. Okay, almost. Looks like there's an insert with three little spaces. And those are clean now. So, okay, open up. On the first side is another one. Same thing. Same. Just in case, missed the one. Double thank you. And on the other side is the Ulysses Spiel Kickstarter information for Adventuria. So this is on my home channel, so I won't do too much, say, advertisement plugins, because this is not paid. This is me as a fan, just happening to be the current line developer. So the first thing is we have Operation Soft Cell soundtrack, which these soundtracks are always cool, able to set the mood. The composer, Rolf, is really awesome guy, really loves Torg Eternity. I spent some time communicating with him back and forth because we do want to continue having soundtracks to Mega Adventures. So that is something that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't the line developer. So you are getting a little bit of extra little stuff, even though I'm trying to keep this more personal for the personal channel. Have the Pan-Pacifica booster deck. This will have a full 40 card drama deck in it. It will also comes wrapped. It will also have 10 extra or additional Pan-Pacifica Cosm cards, and then instead of having 5 additional Destiny cards, we are including 5 extra Cosm cards to replace the infected type, the zombie Xenogospog-ish Cosm cards, in case you, as your table, wishes to remove that aspect from your game. And if you want to have all 25 cards, then you can have all 25 cards and just have a grand old time with it. Also, Pan-Pacifica, trying to get this in the proper lighting, Pan-Pacifica Possibility tokens, which these are cool. These are poker chips. And then that was everything that I had in the top part. So I will remove this. And then we have invoice. They give you an invoice, so I will cover up my address and that. So invoice. So hopefully you'll have an invoice, and you'll be able to see how many of these different things you get, and make sure that everything you have is in your box. So that was there. Now we'll get into the good stuff. This was good stuff. Don't get me wrong. This was good stuff. But this was sprinkles, and it was on top. Now we're getting into whether it's your ice cream or your frozen yogurt or maybe your custard or your big gooey brownie or something. That was sprinkles, and this is the good dessert. So the first thing is I wanted and ordered Rorsch Torg Retreat, because yes, I am one of the authors in that. Oh man, that light's just not good. So yep, right there. And lucky for me, my last name being Kraft and being a C, I'm usually in the front, if not the first person. So we have Torg Retreat. So I'm happy to see that. Had a ton of fun writing my parts. This was the part that I have was mostly fluff, and I just got all into writing Victorian style newspaper articles. I did a lot of reading of the styles of various Victorian aged newspaper articles and just had a fun time taking that inspiration, twisting it with the Rorsch, and doing that. So, got your GM pack, which this should have the backer archetypes, and it has the threat cards there, which I didn't see it in there. There's sometimes they have the standees, and sometimes they don't for the threat card. Sometimes they leave it out. These are useful, yes, especially when if you get the PDF digital, you can cut them out and you can put them in your favorite VTT and use them there. A lot of times I don't use these. I use the possibility chips. I use the little wound and shock and different tokens that are that. But I use my table tit sometimes, but a lot of times I don't use the cards. I just tell people what the difficulty numbers are. Map Pack 2 and Map Pack 1. So we got those. We have the, I believe it's the gecko here. Oh, no. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong finger. Gecko here and the pop star there. So that is cool. Then we have our Game Master screen, which we've had a Game Master screen for every reality and the original. So another Game Master screen. We promised to try to limit future screens. We realize that Torg Eternity by itself probably has more Game Master screens than any other game out there for all of their editions. So we do want to simmer down on the Game Master screens. Here, oh, very cool. This was one of the things that I believe was a stretch goal, was getting the physical thing. So we have Dr. Y and the Jiangxi, which is a adventure, and then Kanawa Operations, which is explaining how operations can be done in Torg Eternity, a different play style. Not quite a DSR, not quite a big full of action. I don't want to say full of action. A big combat type thing where you can do your heists and things like that, infiltrations and things that are more non-combatant. And it's a way to play Torg in that manner. Then we have Gen Con adventures. So this is cool. These were the various Gen Con adventures that were played, where people at the high or backer tier for the archetypes, it might even been even a step higher than just getting the archetype, but they could participate in Gen Cons, and then the possibility wars could have a different outcome depending on how those players played. One of these was my contributions. Not that I made it. Daryl Hayhurst did Enemy of My Enemy, which is the Tharkold change, determining who the High Lord of Tharkold is. And he's the one that designed the adventure. He's the one that game mastered it at Gen Con. I took his notes and turned it into a written adventure for everybody. But they have all of those here, as well as an interesting one that is Demon Town by Jay Rutley. He did this. Basically, some Demon Town had been mentioned for another book, and I believe that aspect was dropped from that book, but it had been announced, and during some language miscommunication, mistranslation which occurs, Germany was like, hey, this is an adventure. And then they learned when they learned it was an adventure, instead of telling everybody, "Oh no," they were like, "Hey, let's get an adventure made." So that is in there as well. So the adventures are the Burden of Glory, which is really cool. That was the very first one, and I believe that's been at least in PDF. A lot of these have been in PDF previously, but that was a really cool adventure. Death of the Mystery Men, Demon Town, Dancing on Needles Tips, which I did not write or anything, but I did play and I really liked it. And then, of course, the Enemy of My Enemy, which is what I announced. And then we have the Delphi missions. Delphi missions, Pan-Pacifica, and one of these is mine. I believe the Operation Pythia. And I tried to do something a little bit different and not have it just be a big combat, but more of an investigative type thing, as well as Brian Reeves did a very interesting kind of a choose your own adventure, a solo play. So you go into it, and then depending on your decisions, like if you're successful, turn to page 42. If you fail, turn to page 34. So a different way to approach stuff. We're always trying to innovate, come up with different things, so it's not just a rehashing of the same thing over and over. So that was the Delphi missions, and then we have Operation Soft Cell, which Brian Reeves, John Watson, and myself wrote. So very pleased with this. This is something very, very different than all the other mega adventures. This one, you're playing kind of as stormers. You are going undercover and not known to be storm knights. So that's something different that we felt would be appropriate with Pan-Pacifica. And again, it's showing a different way of playing the game than just your normal type of play that we presented previously. And then the last one, the main one, Pan-Pacifica Sourcebook itself. So Pan-Pacifica Sourcebook, Operation Soft Cell, Delphi Missions, the Gen Con Adventures, the Dr. Y, and the Jiangxi and Kanawa Operations, Game Master screen, the 2 map packs, the Game Master GM pack. These, the soundtrack, the cards, and the possibility were all the things I believe that came with the box, which I believe this was called the Severance box. We were coming up with different names. I thought Biocontainment Unit would be fun, but Severance Package, I think, is what they called it. That one got the vote, and then I ordered this on the side. So, having said that, I've taken up a lot of your time with the unboxing, but thank you for going through this with me, and I'll just say, until next time, I will catch you later.